And once again, I bring salvation to the arcade community by setting out on a mission to find the best maps possible uploaded within the month, and bringing them together into one video. The 10 best are here, and they will remind everybody that Far Cry Arcade is worth playing. If you are a map creator and you feel like you were not getting much of a challenge before, or wondering if you are making a good map, January 2021 was the time to prove it. And whether you succeed or didn't, I will still say, thank you. Thank you very much for keeping the arcade editor alive. Thank you for giving us reasons to come back. Season 9, better known as the 10 Best Maps video for January 2021, the Bounty Hunt maps and the Assault maps took over the entire top 10. Not a single Journey map to be found, not a single Outpost map to be found. Now you're probably rolling your eyes after hearing that Journey got benched this month, but then you look back at past 10 Best Maps videos and you finally notice that Journey maps still made more of an appearance than Outpost maps ever have, all videos combined. Let that sink into your head for a moment as you realize that Outpost is now officially the hardest game mode to create a good map for. As a reminder, the honorable mentions section has been cut from the 10 Best Maps video in January 2021 in order to reduce the workload. This means that a creator's map absolutely has to score in the top 10, or it doesn't appear in this video at all. Now, sit back and enjoy your favorite snack at home as Strange Desmal brings out the best in you. Trooper, Cavalry, Snapper. Well, these are some decent loadouts. Here come the enemies. They're coming with their crossbows. Their bows are attacking me. Their bows. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run away. To the average player, obviously, the difficulty is where it actually needs to be. There is no denying that Frontier has a 5-star theme going for it, as this is where its best quality is. Players start on patrol, and suddenly are under attack by a group of enemies using bow and arrows. The only refuge that the player can find is behind the walls of a fort, where their allies are present, and will be able to help them defend from the attack. There's not many secrets to be found on this map, but it doesn't stop this map from being entertaining. However, I do need to make a few things clear regarding Frontier. This map is only here on the 10 Best Maps video because of a technicality. Remember when I said this? I feel like the enemy count is a little too high for what it's trying to demonstrate. It's showing off what it wants to do, so why drag it on longer than it needs to be? The criticism for Frontier hasn't changed. There's also the potential exploit of camping due to the fact that enemies have to come in from the front door of the base. But Frontier was still the lesser of all the other evils that could have been selected. There's always the chance that the creator will edit Frontier after seeing this video, but even if they don't, Frontier is still worth the experience and I recommend everyone try it at least once. Give me your weapon. You are relieved of your duties. You are relieved. You have no choice. You are also relieved of your duty. And you're also relieved of your duty. This is not a farm. This does not look like a farm at all. To this very day, I still sit here scratching my head as to what kind of farm this is supposed to be. There's no animals to be found anywhere on the map, and the only clue provided as to what kind of farm this is supposed to be is the apple boxes that are placed on the map. So by default, this is an apple farm. But more importantly, the farm is an accidental success. There are enemies that are occupying different buildings around the map, and the player will be required to seek them out and eliminate them. The map is always winnable, the loadouts have been edited, the map's difficulty remains consistent, and it's okay to show off to the average player base, so thumbs up, good job. Island Raid was played on a live stream, so the footage was not kept. We're going straight to the banter. I'll admit, Island Raid could have used more work on its cosmetic side, as well as adding some little more details that didn't matter. But the absence of it all doesn't tarnish its gameplay. This time, players are siding with the bad guys, as they travel towards a campsite with their units in order to wipe out all its inhabitants. Why? Because it's fun being evil for once. There's plenty of weapons to be found, especially inside the buildings, and there's also a car that can be driven. Allies are set as always respawn, but the map will prioritize enemy waves over the allies, so players should be expected to fight alone at some point. Stop. Before we continue on, I must say, I really do like that custom car on the right. That's game logic for you. Of course that would happen on a video game. There's a war brewing, and that war takes place in the desert. On the other side is a village with no name. Why does it have no name? Because it's occupied by the ones that will cease to exist very soon. It won't be easy for players and their unit to reach that village, as plenty of dangers lurk along the road. But the mission hasn't changed. Players will have to destroy them all. The second map in the 10 best maps video that got played on livestream. This one's going straight to the banter. If you think that getting a hold of the secret rocket launcher and the SA-50 will make the map easy, think again. The game begins the player at a custom weapons trader. From there, they must make their way east through the dark woods, taking out the single sniper enemy in the tower along the way, and possibly 2 bears that are going to maul them, to find an enemy base that contains 7 more targets. The majority of the enemies on the map are flamers, heavy gunners, and snipers, and without a co-op partner, they are all going to bring on the pain. It's a step higher in difficulty than what the average player will be used to, but it is a good map to start at if you're looking to become a veteran level player. And another one that happened on live stream. It seems to be very common now in this video, huh? Oh no! Jacob has decided to take over a company building against the owner's will. And now it is up for the players to end his evil deeds. Players begin on the ground floor and must travel up to the top by stairway and by vents. Jacob awaits at the rooftop, along with the rest of the hostages. Just don't take out the hostages if you want a good ending.
Why is snow being tanked if most of the gameplay is gonna take indoors? To show you my content of it being tanked snow, I'm just gonna pick nothing and then I'm gonna go swimming in the water! This water is too cold for me! me to stay alive!
There is a lot of buildings here to explore. So many buildings everywhere. As I'm taking out enemies one by one. Oh, I'm being hit by a shotgun now.
This got all the 10 best maps fitting you? Of course it did! There shouldn't be any doubt! Players must enter inside the fortress where 3 targets await! These targets are being destined for their own good, so that they must die! That is the mission, and that is what will be accomplished! This base is best! There is lighting, options of fighting, and many little places to explore! You don't like any of this? Of course an incompetent person wouldn't understand! I'm done talking now! Go away!
I have never seen an NPC break the wooden barricade like that before. Dun 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 dun. Oh, well that kind of ruined the dramatic suspense. Well, this map snuck up on everyone, myself included. Time to rise? Well, the best way to describe it is absolute war zone. There's enemies outdoors, indoors, rooftops, you name it. They're all over the neighborhood, and the player must get rid of them all. The map itself doesn't seem to have any story or theme to it, but it's okay, because the gameplay more than makes up for everything. Let's do a little bit of an experiment now, shall we? You are my guinea pigs for today's game! I will play with you. And these guys are now going to burn. Yes! Your screams are the best! Get me to the fridge! That's my whole mission now, just go to the fridge. The Rats, otherwise known as When Toy Story Comes to Far Cry Arcade, is a map that even I had to bow the knee to when it came to the 10 best maps video. As when you think about it, what game mode could this have been for? Journey and Bounty, this is way too wide open. And as for Outpost... Oh, that's a good one. As for PvP, there's way too many camping spots to exploit, so Assault is the best choice for this map. The player is basically in a giant world, where everything is about 50 times its regular size, and has to go and eliminate all the enemies that are everywhere. Probably to represent the rats. Well, definitely is an infestation, but the players must go and exterminate. If my channel did awards for scenery style maps, then this one would probably be close to taking #1. Love it. This rat is having a lot of fun with the vent. I think this describes most of the maps that I've played. It took almost 3 years, but you're no longer a blue rank anymore, Specty003. You are now a master rank, and not only did you get to the top of the food chain, but you've also created the greatest bounty hunt map to ever exist. Sniper Business 2 is exactly how a perfect bounty hunt game should be. It only uses parts of the map that are absolutely necessary and blocks off the rest with out of bounds. Then it goes the extra mile to put invisible walls to make sure that players cannot exploit said out of bounds or get stuck on certain parts of the map. Enemies are on control zones too, so they cannot wander off. Now, let us circle back for a moment. Everything about this battlefield or the intended parts of the gameplay feels important. It feels like it is there for a sense of purpose, for a reason. Nothing feels like it's just there to be there. After the battlefield was created, any leftover memory on the map was used to design the background, even though the creator didn't really have to. Do you see this crane right here? I originally thought that this was a preset object or structure because it was so well put together, but it's actually a bunch of generic pieces placed together. Most of this construction probably was copy-paste, but getting the base structure of the crane likely took hours to do, especially with how unkind that the editor tools are when it comes to lining things up. Now, I know people are gonna bring up the fact that I had trouble getting the ladder to work on stream, but I managed to get it working after. That ladder is not broken, it works fine. Good creators like to place weapons on certain parts of the map that they want players to explore as a means of reward for doing so. But the grand victory of Sniper Business 2 may have changed how future maps will be created, as it was also able to prove me wrong. This map successfully demonstrated that players can get a full weapon stash at the very beginning and still be a good map. And with that in mind, Sniper Business 2 actually does reward players for looking around on the map. 290 maps, and this one stands above it all. If you're looking to find more maps on the PS4 version of Far Cry Arcade, go to Solo and Co-op, browse maps, and type in the name of the creators that you see on the screen right now. Just put them in one by one. This is every single active legend and all of the hardest map record holders at this point in time. All of these creators would love it if you come and played their maps and give them a rating. Whether you upvote or downvote them, it doesn't matter. They just want your feedback. They're very happy to show off their craft to the world, and they're the reason that Far Cry Arcade still has breath today. Special thanks to Glitch Eater for his assistance during the 6-hour livestream. I know that wasn't easy to handle. And special thanks to Utopss for attending every livestream, as well as assisting in the creation of the 10 Best Maps video. And special thanks to Taylor Christensen, the YouTuber, who probably has no idea they're being mentioned right now, but if it wasn't for their inspiration, my channel would have been done a long time ago. And special thanks to all you subscribers that are helping keeping the channel going. You're very kind, guys. I love the support. Thank you very much. And now it is time for me to rest. I will see you all next time whenever I return, and I know I'm going to return to Far Cry Arcade, but I definitely need to slow down now after doing an average of 9 maps a day. It's quite taxing mentally. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!